A very good evening to everyone, and I think I'm audible. Please confirm.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So, a very warm welcome to all of you after this festive weekend we had, and after this again we are resuming with a very nice program, and thankful to IEEE UP section for the technical support and HTIC IIT Madras for helping us organize these kind of events. We ACIC MIT Meerut Foundation are back again with you, and today we have very exciting amalgamation of startups from STIC IIT Madras, and these the startups which will be speaking to you. The four startups are there, and they will be taking you through their journey, and you will be able to understand their thought process for innovation, because this program is centered around innovation and entrepreneurship development. So what are the basic stages, how a person thinks about to innovate, and what kind of steps are needed. So before this session, you had a good acquaintance with what is the theoretical knowledge about being an innovator and how to do things and what is right and what is wrong. But every innovator's journey is a different task, is altogether a different documentation. So today, without wasting much time, I'm inviting my colleagues from STIC IIT Madras, Ms. Sumitra and Dr. Gayatri. Please take lead and call our guest today. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So today's session will be hosted by Gayatri. So over to Gayatri.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Ms. Sumitra. So I would like to invite our HTIC startups for showcasing their innovative solutions in this lecture series. Let's begin with Dr. Stewart of Sociodon Private Limited, our former SPESH fellow and a big grantee, who is working on oral health innovations to impact the vulnerable. So the session is over to you, Dr. Stewart, to set the floor, and you'll be given 10 to 15 minutes to go with.
Yeah, thank you, Gayatri. Hope you can hear me. Yeah, thank you for the organizing team also. I'm just sharing my screen.
Welcome,
sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, so as introduced, we are Sociodent, and we are an early stage medtech startup focused on oral health innovations. Me being a dentist, the startup is focused on oral health innovations, and we are developing products and services which will impact the vulnerable and dependent individuals as told. So our focus is to create a social impact in dentistry, and as already all of you are aware, we are incubated at HTIC and IIT Madras, and we've been able to develop a product, and we have been able to have a lot of learnings as part of our startup. So let me take you through our journey. So the problem statement that we have identified as a very way 2 years back, way long back, the problem statement that we identified, even though I was a dentist, one of the things I was not really aware about was dependent individuals. We always recommend people to go for better oral hygiene, have oral hygiene, and we advise people. But there are individuals who have poor oral hygiene and poor oral care because they are dependent on someone else. And this can include various customer segments such as persons with disability, in that particularly muscular dystrophy and quadriplegic individuals, and then persons under rehabilitation. Suddenly they might have gone through stroke and all of it. And then we also have patients in hospitals, in ICUs. They also depend on nurses for their oral hygiene. So these are the main customer segments that we identified through our customer discovery process when we discussed and when we went out to the field problem. So this was the problem. And what is the pain point? So oral health is just, some of you may not know the importance of oral health, like every dentist might say, but here for these individuals, it's not just about oral health. It is one other psychological pain of depending on someone else for this simple task that they have to undertake every day, once or twice. So they express psychological pain, and also apart from that pain, they also have because of the poor oral health, they also have complications, the oral health related complications, general health related complications, and overall their quality of life is affected. So that is the problem statement we've been working on as part of our startup. So the solution that we came up with is assistive oral care device. It is an innovative patent pending solution that we have devised over the past years. So assistive oral care device is nothing but a mouthpiece based oral hygiene device, which we are coming up for dependent individuals. Since we want to minimize their dependence on caregivers, so we have come up with this mouthpiece based oral hygiene device, and how it functions is it clears the oral biofilms by a combination of pulsating liquid and also compressed air, which is jetted on the teeth using a specially designed mouthpiece. So as you can see on the right side, that is the functional prototype, early stage functional prototype that we had developed. And the key components is that specially designed mouthpiece, which fits inside the mouth of a patient. And then we also have an external unit, which has some pumps and suction and smart controller. Then we have the necessary tubings and accessories for this overall device. So as I already told, that we have filed a patent for this, and the patent is published in the Indian Patent Office. We are waiting for its examination and granting in the coming years. So the device is inclusive in a way to say, because the mouthpiece can only with placing the mouthpiece they would need help, and post that the oral hygiene is taken care of the device, which I would explain in the next slide of how the device functions. So that the end user has some control over the device. They can choose the pressure settings, and they can actually operate the device with the help of someone. But as far as oral hygiene is concerned, the device takes care of itself. And the device is both battery and power operated. So this is how the device works. So first step is a liquid is poured inside the reservoirs, air reservoirs, and then the second step is the cleaning mode of choice is selected, strong, medium, soft, based on the patient's requirement. And then the mouthpiece is placed inside the end user's mouth, and device is activated for cleaning cycle. And once the cleaning cycle is activated, the compressed air along with liquid, which is just mouthwash, a couple of different types of mouthwash, this is jetted onto the teeth using the tubings, and the cleaning cycle takes about 2 to 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And then once the cleaning cycle, all the rinsing happens, and because of the pressure, as you can see, the mouthpiece is specially designed. So the mouthpiece has certain pores, and the mouthpiece has certain channels. So when the liquid is coming onto the teeth, it comes with a pressure, and this mechanical pressure of the liquid, also the chemical disinfection of the mouthwash, both of this leads to better removal of oral biofilms. So once that happens, there is also a suction component, so that no one wants a lot of liquid or a lot of air inside their mouth. So we also have integrated a suction component, which collects back all the waste liquid. So that is the entire functioning of this device. And the device actually is a medical device, and it falls under class B, and we are looking to get so the following certifications would be required to take our device to the market. As it is a medical device, there are a lot of certifications like 13485 and all this, which are general for any medical device. So overall, the shelf life of this device would be for 3 to 4 years with appropriate post-sale services. This device can be used for such a long time. And the components that may require replacements once in a while, that is 6 months to 1 year, is the mouthpiece, which requires the changes. So as you can see about the mouthpiece also, as of now, it is customized. On a long term, we are looking to make it in 3 to 4 universal sizes, so that the commercialization is easy. It is customized, the digital scan is taken, and then it is manufactured from medical grade silicone material. And this mouthpiece can be easily cleaned by some simple UV, or even putting it into some chemicals like glutaraldehyde. So this is the innovation that we had come up with. And as I already showed in previous slide, the current stage that we are in is a fully functional prototype. Up next, we are planning for validations in lab as well as in patients. So one might ask, what is the market for such a product? Assistive technology products are on the rise. A lot of assistive technology markets are coming into the market because people are aspiring independent living. And as far as our study, as far as we studied the market, we saw that the market is worth 75 crores, and our TAM is mainly the elderly population who are growing. We know that India is aging, and also people with a disability. That is the total addressable market. And this SAM is serviceable addressable market is mainly dependent elderly. Out of the elderly, we have categorized the dependent elderly, and there are around 8 to 10 million bedridden elderly according to a whole survey, and 3 million bedridden elderly in India. And we also have stroke rehab patients, spinal injury patients. So the target market, initially we are focusing on South India, and then we'll be also focusing across the country. So I'll quickly go through the next slide. So this is the IP which has been published in the Indian Patent Office, and the business model we are looking at both B2B and B2C. In B2B, we'll be selling to hospitals, care homes, and we'll be selling to people, places, rehab centers where these dependent individuals are there. In B2C, we'll be directly selling to these end users. As of now, the pricing based on various factors, we have placed it around 7,500 for a B2C customer. For a B2B, it will be different because one external unit can be shared by multiple users. So on a B2B, the costing might be slightly different. And the income for us would be from direct sale of products, sale of consumables like mouthwashes and other things. And on a long term, we are also looking at licensing. So quickly, I'll go through the competition in India. In India, we don't have any mouthpiece-based oral hygiene devices. So we mainly have people depend on someone else for their oral hygiene. There are also products like suction toothbrushes, water flossers, which are available in the market, and power toothbrushes nowadays becoming very common. But the major constraint with all of this existing solution is the oral hygiene efficiency is subjective. If the caregiver is good, the oral hygiene efficiency is good. If the caregiver is negligent, the oral hygiene efficiency is bad. So that's where we come in as assistive oral care device. We want to make that oral hygiene efficiency objective, and we also want to improve their quality of life by giving them some independence in this aspect of oral hygiene. So this is the roadmap that we have for the upcoming months and upcoming years. So by December, we are looking to do the lab testing, and by next year, we are looking for clinical trials. And by July or August, we are looking to launch the product. And then this is the scale up strategy that we have. We would like to license and collaborate with dental clinicians and hospitals and other startups who are working in similar field. And a long term, we're also looking at service-based approaches, so that not only product, we work on a hybrid model for both product and services for dental care of dependent people. So this is the team I work with. Along with me, my co-founder, Dr. Stephen, who's also a dentist. We have Mangesh, who's a product designer from NIT Ahmedabad, Ajinkya, mechanical engineer from MIT Pune, and we also have Shivendu, who's an experienced product consultant, and I coordinate with them to build and develop this product. Thank you. I hope you learned something from this time discussing about our startup.
Thank you, Dr. Stewart. So the session is open for discussion.
Thank you, Nityananda. I just saw your comment in chat.
We can take the question and answers at the end.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Yeah.
So in that case, let's move on to the next startup.
Yeah.
I would like to invite Mr. Varun.
Yeah.
I would like to invite Mr. Varun Durai, founder of Verena Haptic and VR Systems Private Limited.
Hello.
He's working on.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, shall I start?
Yeah, please.
I'll share my screen. Is it visible, sir? Please visible.
It is visible, sir. Please make it full screen. Yeah. Fine now.
Yeah. Hello all and good evening to everyone. So our company name is Verena Haptic and VR Systems Private Limited. My name is Varun Durai, the founder of the Verena Haptic and VR Systems. And we are expert in customized software solutions based on SDK on haptic application with AR and VR. So I'm in the particular haptics and VR field since 2008. So before discussing about our projects, first I'll try to explain about our company. I mean, our company is an R&D based company developing haptics enabled AR and VR technologies for automotive industry, healthcare simulation, military training, manufacturing industry, and the education sector. So our main motivation is to aspire to provide highly immersive solutions using haptics, AR, and VR technologies. So our vision and mission are to be a master in providing experiential learning and training through immersive VR and AR with haptics technology. Before discussing about our projects and the products, so I'll give a small intro about what is virtual reality. The person who may not aware about virtual reality and who the person who are not about the haptics, I'll give a small introduction. So virtual reality is an immersive view in a computer-generated 3D world of our own making to view the environment from any point and at any angle. So in the virtual world, you could able to see the 3D interacted object, and even the persons could able to interact with the virtual objects. So see, these are some of the HMDs, head-mounted display. We used to call it head-mounted display, so that we are helped to see the immersive, to feel the immersive virtual reality. So, haptics. As I mentioned, haptics and virtual reality is the main strength of our company. So, haptics is a word derived from the Greek word haptikos. So, haptic is nothing but a science of touch. So, nothing but a tactile feedback and a kinesthetic feedback. A tactile feedback is nothing but sensation felt by the skin, and it allows the user to feel the things such as texture, surfaces, temperature, and vibration, etc. And kinesthetic feedback, it produces the directional forces that can result from the solid boundaries. So combination of tactile feedback and kinesthetic feedback we used to call as haptic feedback. So some of the haptic devices are there. So with those devices, we could able to simulate or generate
I think there is some power issue with Mr. Varun because it's been raining quite heavily at Chennai, and it's our privilege that our speakers are ready. They are in front of us. They are with us right now uh, after very wet weather. So let's cooperate. And I think if Mr. Praveen can chip in between so that till Mr. Varun comes up.
Yes, sir, that will be fine. So maybe Praveen, Praveen, is I'm audible to you?
Can you hear me, Smitra?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Praveen.
You're audible.
So
Okay.
since Varun has lost the connectivity, so we will go with the next startup. So next startup, the founder is Praveen. So he's a founder of Dextrover. So he's a young startup and a young entrepreneur in HTIC. So he will be explaining about his project idea. So over to Praveen.
Yeah, thank you, Smitra. Thank you for this opportunity. As Dr. Sasha said, the same problem. I also have some connectivity issues, so I could not able to turn on my camera. But hope I can share my screen and I'm audible as well. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is perfectly visible, sir.
Okay, yeah. So big hello from Dextrover Devices. I'm Praveen Kumar, founder of Dextrover Devices. So we are incubated at HTIC, ITM Incubation, and supported by Digital Impact Square. So this is a product, no mouseware. Let me go forward with it. So this is Dr. Nonita Gangwani, who's diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So she has a postgraduate degree in physiology. yet has been declared unfit for teaching physiology despite clearing exam and interview. Her goal is to conduct online classes with ease, but no, due to her disability, she was no, neglected her job opportunities. So while digging deep, that's when we understood that we were addressing a massive problem, because 3 million people lose their upper limbs, and almost 85% of them continue to live without any solution. And 6.39% of our population are diagnosed with neurological disorders that prevents them from using their hands. And almost 1.5 billion people in this world are suffering from chronic hand pains like carpal tunnel syndrome, Parkinson's disease, and various chronic hand pains. And almost for every 1 lakh population, 179 accounts to hand fractures and wrist fractures. So why do we need digital devices to attend online classes? Of course, in this new digital era, everything has become online based. No, be it a rural or urban no personal. With computers, they can get any job opportunities. To be it even defense personnel who has lost their hands, they cannot even get a desk job. So that's what we are addressing towards. So that's why we came up with a single solution to solve all these problems. A head wearable device that enables hands-free operation of computers and smartphones with simple head movements. All the user needs to do is to wear a headgear and to move the mouse cursor towards the direction the mouse cursor has to be moved. And we are not going to confine the user to wear it in a single method. The user can wear it as a specs, head strap, cap, head mount, as any device. And the same device can also operate laptop, PC, or smartphones, or tablets, or even smart TVs. We have filed the patent for the same. So but now that the mouse cursor movement is taken care by the head movement, the clicking will be taken care by these 4 methods: the universal switch, the finger switch, the foot tap switch, and the dual click. The user, these are different accessible switches, and user are free to choose any one depending on their comfortability. And we enable voice typing through speech to text. So this speech to text not just contains an Indian English accent, but supports various regional languages across the world. So with this, we can confidently say that the user can do all kinds of computer and smartphone operations with our device. So this is just an example, a user case of how the user was able to use a device and control computers. So as we have seen, Dr. Nonita, who was not able to literally operate the computers, now she is able to do even presentations, attend meets, and even she's now playing games with it. Before she used to take 3 days to complete a presentation, but now she's taking 3 hours, which is a huge difference that we observe. So this has not just made the user, Dr. Nonita, independent, but even a caretaker independent. Now prior she used to stay beside her daughter, which is a mother. So to operate the laptops like unmuting, muting, changing slides and everything. But even now she's free to look after her own work as well. And this is the clear the inference that we have took. So yes, this is the value proportion. They can do any extracurricular activities as well. This is not just making the user financially independent, but even mentally independent. So Dr. Nonita and other users who have used this device, their mental condition has also improved, because they always used to depend on the caretakers for each and everything, but now they can do everything with most of the work with their digital devices. So this is our competitive landscape. If you see about amputations, most of the minds are linked towards the prosthetics, but the prosthetics are of no use when of using laptops or any smart devices. There are sensor-based competitors who are confined to wear it in a single method. But this camera-based and solutions like the head trackers and the eye trackers need a HD camera and definitely need a good lighting environment. And the other solutions does not provide any complete access over all computer operations. But we provide computer usage, smartphone usage, and the speech to text at a budget price. See our competitors pricing. They are starting at from 40,000 and then going to 70 to 80,000. But we are providing computer usage, smartphone usage with the speech to text at budget price at rupees 15,000 rupees. So this is journey map. Myself, I'm a graduate of 2020 from electronics and communication background. Directly jumped into the entrepreneurship right after my undergrad. Yeah, so we started at Jan. We did our R&D and we are about to launch our product in January. We did a quite good amount of user testing with almost 25 to 30 users, and the feedback was very good. We co-created with all the user feedback, and a lot of iterations went in place. So it's a good market strategy. Like to just run through this, but yeah, so we will be focusing on the B2B2C, where we will be approaching the orthopedic hospitals and the physiotherapy centers, addressing the hand fracture and the chronic hand pain patients. So we also found that this is not just a tool to operate or interact with the digital devices, smart devices, but also an excellent exercise tool. This can be used as a rehab tool where the user can strap it on the head or on the hand and play games with the PC, which will actually do an exercise and of course this was a recommendation from our physiotherapist. So we will be also addressing the physio for the rehabilitation as well. On the B2B segment, we will be approaching the education training institutions that trains PWDs, the corporates that employ persons with disabilities for CSR activities, and NGOs supported by corporates. And also we plan to partner with insurance companies to add our device under the post-hospitalization facilities. B2G is a long run, but yeah, once we are there, we will be addressing the government organizations or PSUs that employ PWDs. The other strong potential market is a bit of a long run, but our tech is capable of replacing the normal mouse, where even persons without disabilities can also use this device. So yeah, these are the various testimonials that we got from different users, field experts, NGOs heads, and assistive tech experts. So yeah, we are talking about innovation, but innovation is incomplete if there is no inclusion. Thank you. Most virus arriving soon.
Thank you, Mr. Praveen.
Thank you.
So if the participants has any questions, maybe you can ask your questions. Because we have two startups, the two startups are yet to join. So you can ask your questions. We have two startups, Mr. Praveen and Dr. Stewart. So you can ask your questions meanwhile.
Participants, you can raise your hand. We will unmute you, or you can post your questions in question and answer below. You can write down. Okay, so in between, I will ask one question. I think there is one question. How could you manage the cost from idea to product translation? Dr. Stewart, Mr. Praveen, you can take up.
Yes, so this particularly on the funding part. Yes, so it's particularly on the funding part. So there are two types. Either you can bootstrap. Bootstrap is like putting our own money from the pocket, or you can seek grants from the government. Of course, government will be many schemes in government in respective fields of the project. You can seek government grants for your fund, or you can seek external investors. But I would say that that you can push to the second step of your funding round. Dr. Steven one by rank big. So I think he might be a better person to talk about the grants.
Yeah, thanks, Praveen. Yeah, great question. Yes, we in the initial stage from idea to product translation, depending upon the type of product that we are developing. So it depend. The cost might vary. So if it's a simple product, you can put in your own money and from friends and family and all that. But if it is going to the R&D is going to cost a lot and cost some significant amount, then we have to depend on grants. As Praveen told, government grants, a lot of grants are available. So you can look at the. I was part of my story is I was part of the BIRAC SIP fellowship or SPURS fellowship as they call it, where they gave us a kickstart grant of 5 lakhs for developing a proof of concept. And then I also was able to fortunately get selected for the BIRAC BIG, where they give grants for up to 50 lakhs for developing prototypes and for developing from proof of concept to developing prototypes. So these are the 2 government grants I've been able to access so far. And there are also many other grant schemes like TIDE and Nidhi Prayas, Nidhi EIR. I'm sure if you go to the Startup India website or other websites, you will get access to such information even for ideas. If it is like concrete and you have a structure to it, you can apply for some of these grants.
Thank you, Stewart. So I think the other 2 startups have joined. So I request Ashwin sir to make Varun and Tarun as a panelist.
Okay, I'm doing.
Yes, sir. So we can go with Varun since Varun has lost the network. So once you made him as a panelist, let me know, sir.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, sir.
I have elevated Mr. Varun. I think other one is Mr. Arun.
Arun Kumar Ramasam.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, Mr. Varun. So maybe you can start your presentation since we have introduced you.
Okay,
So
so
we
you
lost
in the first slide itself, right?
Yes, yes. So you can start from the first itself.
Okay, okay. I could not able to enable video. I don't know what happened.
Now you can. Now you can do your co-host now.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
So you could able to see a slide, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. So yeah, our company name is Verina Haptic and VR Systems. I'm Varundra ASI. Once again, good evening to everyone. So we are expertise since 2008 in VR and haptic based products. So about our company, so we are a R&D based company developing a haptics enabled AR and VR technologies for automotive industry, healthcare, military, manufacturing, and education sectors. Our motivation is to aspire to provide highly immersive solution using haptics, AR, and VR technologies. Our mission and vision is to be a master in providing experiential learning and training to immersive VR and AR with haptics technology. Before discuss about our projects, I'll give a small intro about what is virtual reality and what is haptics. So virtual reality is, I mean, there is nothing but a computer generated 3D world of our own making. So in this computer generated 3D world, we could able to interact with the objects in the virtual reality. So this is because to call as HMD, that is nothing but a head-mounted display. Just by wearing this, you could able to be in the virtual reality. You could able to highly immersive in the virtual reality world. So immersive virtual reality. I mean, in the photo, you could able to see a old woman. So she has a HMD head-mounted display, and she'll be in completely. She can the real world. She could not able to see a real world at all, and she'll be completely immersed in the virtual reality world, and she got excited also. So in the other photo, you could able to see a person have the 2 gadgets in the hand. So just by using that handsets, they could able to interact with the virtual world. Haptics. So haptics is a word derived from the Greek word haptikos, so which means touch or contact, the science of touch. So haptics feedback is a combination of tactile feedback and a kinesthetic feedback. So tactile feedback is nothing but sensations felt by the skin. It allows the user to feel things such as texture of surfaces, temperature, and vibration. And kinesthetic feedback, it produces the directional forces that can result from the solid boundaries. So just by combining the tactile feedback and the kinesthetic feedback, we used to call as haptics feedback. So here you could able to see a photo of Phantom Omni. It's one of the haptic-based device. So just by using this haptic-based device, we could able to add a sensation on the virtual reality world. So this is a potential area of application in virtual reality and haptic. There is automobile, defense, education, healthcare, entertainment, and sports. And some of the automotive giants are Audi, BMW, Google, Toyota, and so on. So how, why Verena Haptic and VR systems coming into the picture in the sense, I'll share some few stories, success stories of VH and VR. This is automotive industry. So I'll play a small video of the existing VR virtual reality VR based cloud. So this cost of the cloud is 4 lakhs. So you could able to see the bottommost screen that in the real world the people is trying to interact with the virtual world. So in front of him nothing is there, but he could able to hold the things in the virtual world and he could able to interact in the virtual world. So similarly, we also developed a VR based virtual reality based cloud. And the difference between the existing product and our product is the existing glove, they are dependent on the HMD, which I shown in the first few slides, the HMD, head mounted display. Without head mounted display, they could not able to operate, they could not able to interact with the virtual reality world, VR world. But what we did, we want to, we made an in-house VR based cloud. So with these clouds, without HMD, head mounted display, anyone can able to interact in the virtual reality world. In the other side, the HMDs are not, age under 13, kids are not supposed to, are not recommended to use head-mounted displays. But in our case, without HMD also, they could able to interact with the virtual reality world. So that is the main innovation in our project. So this is one of our project or product which we have did for the RD and the BMW company. So here you could able to see the piston assembly training in VR, virtual reality. So just by using this product, user or trainee could able to get knowledge to the piston assembly in the virtual reality. So the training session itself will show when they are doing wrong, it automatically stops. When they are doing right thing, they could able to move further. So in healthcare simulations, I'll show some few examples. I mean, you all heard about CPR, nothing but a cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The person who got affected by a cardiac arrest. So we need to give by giving a proper CPR, we could able to save the life of the person. So again, I'm comparing the existing simulator and our VR-based simulator. In the photo, you could able to see the bottom leftmost is a mannequin-based simulator, and the bottom rightmost is the VR-based simulator. In the what are the disadvantages in the existing simulator in the sense they thought and they considered that human chest compliance is a linear compliance, and based on that ideology, they developed a CPR mannequin-based simulator. If the person who getting trained in the CPR based mannequin based simulator, they could not able to do in the they could not do further in the real time. In real time scenario, while doing in the real patients, they could not able to do the proper CPR. But here in virtual VR based, we incorporated the non-linear based chest compliance. And the second thing is, in the existing CPR simulator, they will not teach about how to handle the pressure. For example, if it is an accidental zone, there may be too much of noise and too much of comments will be there from the audience or from the surrounding peoples. So here you could not able to learn the how to handle pressure. But in virtual reality, once you once you wear the HMD, you will be completely immersive in the accidental zone. You will get all real time simulations, the noises, the disturbances, everything will be there. Here you can also able to learn how to handle the pressure in the real time. So this is one more, and one more thing, the existing CPR simulator, you could not able to change the body type or with respect to age, gender, or anything else. But here in VR-based simulators, you could able to change the body type just by doing a single click, because everything is a virtual avatar only. Currently we are doing a VR-based high-fidelity digital rectal examination setup with haptics feedback. So digital rectal examination is a simple test, involves a palpation of lower rectum and surrounding internal organs like prostate, uterus using an index finger. Digital rectal examination is a test used for screening for prostate cancer in males. In out of 10,000 men, 9 to 10 men are getting affected by the prostate cancer. By doing this simple digital rectal examination procedure by the doctors, they could able to diagnose whether it is a prostate or something else. So I'll show you a small demo of the digital rectal examination. So in left bottommost, you could able to see a person who's inserting index finger on the butt model. Simultaneously, you could able to see in the visual world, the cross section of the butt models is shown. So just by seeing this, the trainee or the doctor could able to easily do the knowledge transfer or able to get the training from the VR based and haptic based digital rectal examination. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Varun.
Yeah, thank you.
So we can take up the questions at the end. And now we can move on to our next startup. I invite Mr. Arun Kumar Ramaswamy, founder of Smart Health Care Solution Private Limited, a big grantee who is working on developing a mobile platform to enable last mile delivery of healthcare services to customers the comfort and convenience of their home. So the session is over to you, Mr. Arun. You will be given 12 to 15 minutes for presentation to go with.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Let me share my screen.
Mr. Varun, can you stop sharing your screen?
That's what I'm trying, man. Again, it's got hanged. So I'll go out and come back.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So my name is Arun Kumar Ramaswamy, and I represent Smart Home Healthcare Solutions Private Limited. So what we're doing is, I mean, we have a platform that's in the market, but what I'm going to talk about is a new product that we are planning to build, or we are about to start to build. And this is the one where we have got the big grant. So basically, this is an AI-based virtual physio assistant is what we are planning to build. Before I talk about the solution, I'll give an overview of the problem that it's going to address. So if you look at the disabilities that is causing the loss of the people spending most of time at home who are not able to work. So if you look at the disorders that is causing the disability, musculoskeletal disorders are one of the most prominent group of disorders due to which people spend a lot of time away from work. So if you see what is an MSK disorder, it's a group of condition that affects bones or joints or muscle and spine, right? So typically people undergo a severe pain, and it causes physical disability. So those conditions are grouped under MSK disorder category. And if you see from the age group of 20 to 60,
This MSK disorder will form the majority of the disorders that causes the disability to the people. And in terms of market, uh, we expect this market to be around 5,730 million US dollars in 2025. And if you look at 2019, couple of years back, about 1.7 billion people worldwide were impacted by this MSK disorder in one way or the other. Right? So it's a pretty significant market. And in terms of the market distribution, if you look at India alone had close to 250 million prevalent cases of MSK disorder, right? So though it's not the number one disorder, whereas vision loss is the number one disorder in India, still this MSK disorder is a pretty, I mean, there is a large number of people who are impacted due to this MSK disorders. Okay? And if you look at the rest of the world, most of the countries, the MSK disorders are the primary or the number one factor for people who get disabled. So if you look at the treatments for this MSK disorders, it typically involves a physiotherapy treatment, right? So wherein if you go for a physiotherapy treatment, the physiotherapist typically prescribe exercises or movements, and the patients learn these exercises under the guidance of the therapist in the clinic, and when they repeat at home, one either they forget to do the sequence of movements correctly, right? Or they does not do the exercise correctly because there is no supervision, right? So what happens is because of this non-adherence, I mean, there are studies which says there is about 50 to 65% of people don't adhere to this home exercise program properly, right? So what happens due to that it lengthens their recovery period and it reduces their ability to work or get back to work, right? So that's the gap that we want to address using AI. Basically, we want to ensure that the exercise is done correctly, and also second, they also compliant. I mean, they also compliant. They comply with the schedule, right? So the patients can recover faster. So how we are going to do it, right? So basically, we have these standard exercise videos that the physiotherapist assign even today, right? So even today, physiotherapist, I mean, people have a recording of it in either the YouTube or they send these videos to the patients in the WhatsApp, and they ask the patients to look at these videos and do it at home. We want to bring in an AI module. What it will do is it will look at the videos that are assigned by the physiotherapist, and when the patient actually does it in front of their mobile phone, it will check against the assigned reference video, and it will give the corrections to the patient, right? So on to the next slide. Yeah, I mean, basically so if you look at the treatments, right, so there are three types of treatments that are involved. So one is the passive movements or the adjustments done by the physiotherapists themselves, right? So our solution will not work in that scenario. So those are the uh, uh, treatments that has to be done physically by the therapist, right? And the second type of treatment is where the therapist will ask you to do something and they'll be supervising you actually doing it, where you will need assistance of it, right? Where they'll probably hold your arm in a particular way and ask you to move the other arm in a different way, right? So those type of things, it has to be done with the therapist. And the third type is the one independently that you can do, right? Where the patients can do it independently at home. So that's our focus, and where we'll be able to look at the patient who are actually doing these exercises using their mobile camera, and we'll be able to give a feedback saying whether they are doing it correctly and what are the corrections that they have to do. So this is what we are building. And basically, I mean, we want to bring this teleconsultation into the mix, right? Where there will be instead of patients going to the physiotherapist clinics physically, they'll be able to do a live video assessment, and they'll be able to prescribe these exercises that the patients can do. And how we are doing it actually, so basically we use machine learning to get the coordinates, and we measure the angles between the joints, and then we we compare it against the reference videos, right? That's where we are able to will be able to give the deviations and say whether the person is able to do the exercises properly or whether they are deviating from their correct posture, right? And then we also have a mechanism where it gives an alert to the therapist if the person is deviating, so that the therapist can interfere, right? So in the traditional model, if you are not doing your exercises properly, unless you visit the therapist next time, only then, I mean, if you're not recovering and when you visit the clinic the next time, only then the therapist will be able to assess why you are not recovering, and they'll have to ask you to do the exercises and check whether you have done it correctly or not, right? Whereas in this model, when you do the exercises, the AI module will capture the deviations and it will alert the therapist if the deviations are beyond a certain threshold, right? So that the therapist can intervene then and there instead of waiting for you to visit to the clinic the next time. So these are some of the advantages, and we are excited to start this module this in coming weeks. So that's what I wanted to showcase to all of you. So I hope I am within my time limit. So that's all I had. If you have any questions, I can address those.
Thank you, Mr. Arun. So, Sashwat sir, we are done with the startups presentation. We can go ahead and take questions from the audience.
Yeah. So first, there are some questions in chat box. So,
okay.
There is one question: is it best to focus and work out on product of interest, or go around further develop products?
So is that a question to me? I mean, I can take that up if that's addressed to me.
Yeah, I think any one of you can take it up, sir.
Okay, so I would say it's. I mean, the way I understand this question is, I mean, if you want to work on something that is your interest, or if you want to see if there is a developed product and if you want to build on it, right? So the way I see it is, it really depends, right? I mean, it depends on your personal. And I mean, if you are personally convinced about something where you see some interest, and if you I mean, if you get the, I mean, you will have to definitely talk to some mentors, right? You will have to talk to some mentors to see whether your idea has a market, whether you'll be able to successfully do it, right? So once you validate it, then there is, I mean, there is no reason you should not do it, right? So I mean, if that's what you want to do. Whereas the alternate option is look at something that's already there in the market and you can develop something on top of it, right? So it really depends on case to case basis. And even in the second category, unless you are really interested in doing it, then you should not probably do it, right? So yeah, I mean, unless there is a passion, then probably you should not spend much time. I don't know if others want to add anything to it.
Thanks. We have next question. What are pros and cons regarding the costing of product? I think question is still not very refined one.
Right. So maybe I don't know if this is for the earlier startup. Maybe I'll probably give my comment and I'll let the others to pitch in. So basically, I mean, so why someone will buy something from you, right? I mean, any product for that matter. Even if we want to buy something, we want to get some value. I mean, basically the utils, right? So we want to get the optimum utilization or the value from the product. So if let's say we are paying a product a very huge amount, but if we are not going to get much value, then we will not buy it, right? And at the same time, if we buy a product that is very at a very low cost, but then if it gives good value, we may all buy it. But then in terms of company, whether they'll be able to really make good amount of money, where they'll be able to uh, create more such products, it will be very challenging problem for them. So ideally, this costing is a it's an area by itself where you will have to figure out based on the affordability of the market that you want to sell it to, based on the other products that are already in the market, and what is the price point that they have. So there are a lot of factors that comes into play when you want to price your product. So
So, thank you, sir. Next question is: can haptics be used for learning instruments, Veena or other string instruments, which has find application and expand music lover market?
Yes, sir. Of course, it can be. And one of my lab mate, he's have a startup company, and they are collaborating with music director Ilayaraja. I hope you may know about Ilayaraja.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are collaborating with Ilayaraja, and they are developing for keyboard and harmonium. And definitely, they could able to go for Veena also and other instruments also.
Yes, sir. So, how will you give intolerance in physical posters to matches? I think,
yeah, I think this is a question for
yeah,
me. So yeah, I think that's a good question, right? So basically, I mean, when we use this machine learning algorithm, when we match the poses to what we have in the reference videos, obviously we will not match it to 100%, right? So that will be very tough for someone to 100% match with the poses and that are in the reference videos. So we will have the tolerance, and these tolerances will be set by the physiotherapist, right? So when they initially do the assessment, they'll say, okay, this patient for this condition, they can allow some 10% of deviation, for instance. Okay, let's say if there is a range of motion, they can say, okay, this arm, instead of have having to bend up to 90 degrees, maybe if it is enough, if they stretch it up to 80 degrees, right? So that is a call that physiotherapist will make, based on which we will decide the tolerance. I hope that answered the question.
and next question is: you develop a product at one point, you feel more improvements can be done. Iterations keep coming. So, at what time you stop iteration and introduce it to the market?
Again, I think it's a generic one. So I'll give my view, and I'll let Varun and Dr. Stewart and others to pitch in. So I mean, I don't think you should wait for iterations to introduce your product to the market, right? So as soon as you have a minimal viable product, as soon as it is very functional at a very basic level, I think that's the time you should give it to the users to get their feedback, and then you will need to start iterating, right? So if you want to wait until you have an ideal product with all the features, then that will never happen. And by the time you complete it, maybe the market would have changed. So the advice that I receive and that I'll give others is, don't wait for your product to become 100% before this. So as soon as it becomes functional with very basic version, I think that's the time when you give it to the users and start iterating from there.
Uh, our new question is: could you please explain economic feasibility for new startups?
I think I am taking all the questions, so I'll let probably Mr. Varun or Dr.
Economic
Stewart.
feasibility.
Yeah.
So, so could you please explain economic feasibility? What the actual question is, sir?
I think it's in the chat box. Could you please explain economic feasibility for new startup?
Okay, see, actually, in economic point of view, I mean, so the startup, I mean, see, my first company we have started in 2011. From there, the point is, I didn't even invested a single rupee into my company. So all we have made through the grants only. So, so if you have an innovative idea, and if you have proper lab setup, with a proper lab setup with the POC, we have applied for projects, and further we developed into a product.
Yes, sir. So we have two questions. I'll be reading it out. Meanwhile, I will request participants to please fill the attendance and feedback link, which is I have posted in the chat box. So, sir, there is one question and answer section. How we can make MVP without any investment?
Sorry, sir. How?
How we can make a MVP without any investment?
Okay. I mean, I mean, I can give an example from my past only. So I was in IIT Madras and I have a proper lab setup, and my area of research and everything is belong. I mean, to that only. So based on that facilities, I have made some POCs, proof of concept, with my own interest. So from that, I came up. So yeah, so that's what I could able to say from my side. So
Yeah, even same was my journey. I was in PhD at NIT Allahabad. So during that time, the product MVP we developed
okay.
during my research, and it helped us to take our journey further into this entrepreneurship.
Oh, great, sir. Great.
So next question is, sir, will these products be able to be brought on e-commerce website? I do not know which product they are referring to. So can you please elaborate, participant? The question and answer section you have posted, will these products be able to be bought on e-commerce websites? Which products you are referring to? You can write, or you can raise your hand. I will unmute you. Okay, so I think there are no further questions. If there are, so I will address it to your mail ID, sir. And thank you so much, STIC team, and the startups, 4 startups who turned up. And I know it's been really very bad situation at Chennai, and rainfall and power cuts and everything. And I'm very thankful, and all our participants are very thankful to all of you that this session has been a wonderful session, and despite all the odds, you delivered it to the expectations, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. We will meet
Thank you.
tomorrow. We will have next lecture of Professor J. Ram Kumar from IT Kanpur regarding the frugal innovations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Please fill the feedback form, attendance form before leaving. I'll be posting in chat group as well. Thank you all.